Hi, this is Isaac Hickerson, Data Manager out of Mayfield, Kentucky. In today's video, I want to go over you Headland Control in a 2630 display, or if you're wanting to plant your end rows last, that's what we call as Headland Control. So the first step that you want to do is go out and drive all your boundaries, your waterways, with RTK signal on your receiver. That's going to give you the most accurate boundaries. So when you're planting around the ends, you don't have to worry about getting outside your boundary, or you don't have to worry about spraying, for instance, inside of a waterway and killing it. That will give you the most accurate boundary. So once you have that step done, you'll get that into software, get it loaded up on a setup file, and then load that in your display. Once we're to that step, then we can come in here and go main menu, GS3, mapping, come over to our boundaries tab. You select the field you're going to be planting, and then we'll come up here to type, exterior headland, and we want this to be on a constant offset instead of driven or top and bottom offset. And then I can put in how big I want my headland or my end rows to be. So typically guys plant 2 end rows. If it's a 30-foot planter, I would suggest a 60-foot headland. 40-foot, I would suggest an 80-foot. Obviously, you can do it however you like. That's just my suggestions. So now that we see this dashed line in here, that's going to be our headland there. So once we get outside that headland, that dashed line, and start to go further down towards the actual boundary of the field, our planter will shut off and not plant those end rows. Anything on the outside of the dashed line will not get planted. Anything on the inside will get planted. I will make a quick note here with 2630s. The only bad side or downside to them with headlands is if you have multiple polygons, multiple boundaries within a field, I would suggest mapping those separate. So if there's a waterway or a tree line, a creek, anything like that, a road that separates them, as you can see here, it only put my headland in this little field right here. It didn't put any headlands over here or in these 2 fields up here. So in this instance, this is Dad's East on this farmer. I would probably want to come in here and call this Dad's East 1, map this out separately, Dad's East 2, Dad's East 3, and then Dad's East 4, and actually have 4 different fields in here. That way my headland control would work properly across all pieces of the field. If you do it like I've done it and just have one boundary in here, they tend to create what's called a land bridge to connect every polygon in a 2630, and that messes with our headland control. So that's what I would suggest to get around that problem. You're not going to run into that issue with a Gen 4. But once you've got all that set up and how you like it, you can start planting your field. I would suggest a run screen kind of like this. That way you have easy access to your section control and headland control. Once you've planted all your long rows or your middles and you're ready to plant your end rows, you can just go ahead and turn headland control off, and then you will be able to start planting outside of that dashed line where your headlands or your end rows are. And with section control turned on, it won't plant back over that portion. So I hope this video was helpful. Any questions on headland control, feel free to reach out to us.